Everyone, it's Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl. Thank you for coming to my channel. First off, I appreciate all of the replay viewers, and I'm excited to see who's around, who's going to join in. I had such a great time yesterday with Angela and Carol and uh, Hazel. If you guys haven't watched the Mission Impossible Maker Challenge, it's on all of our channels. Angela, the traveling crafter, she hosted it, and it's Carol's baby. She created this challenge, and it was so much fun. So this was what I made for the challenge. We were given three different things, random things that we didn't know what we were going to get. And one of them was this perm rod, and one of them was a frame that was like 2 times the size of this. Well, it was this size, but it was like a frame. Mine happened to be this like Kelly green color. And then we were given a strap from a slip, an old vintage slip. So our challenge was just that we had to make 3 different things. We had to make a dangle, interactive tag, and a notebook of some sort. And we had 75 minutes to do it. So go back and watch it if you have not watched it live. It was so much fun. So today, what happened was I had a friend of mine who was watching it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love what you made. And her birthday is on Wednesday. And so I thought I would whip up one of these really fast, probably not 75 minutes worth, because that was just ridiculous yesterday. But I have everything out so that I pulled to make this. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make another one and give it to her. But I'm going to do a different orientation because her cabinet card that I'm going to put on the front of hers, her orientation is this way. And then I started with a base. It's just a file folder, and it has this little expandable area, but I took my sewing machine and ran it down the just to make it so it's not expandable. And I'll show you the inside of this one, what I did with it. I ended up making like this little flap of things that were stuck on here. So I ended up giving this one away on the show. And Terry, Mick Mouse, if you're out there, this is yours. And I added a couple of things to it since I was done on the show. I did add a few extra things in. I added this little like cluster at the bottom of this page. And so anyway, I had cut this one shorter. My friend Yvette is going to get this one. So it's just regular size file folder. And what I think the only reason why is because the tab's at the bottom, but then these are at the top. So I have to just send her out a regular size, even though I made this one shorter. I wonder if I have another one that's either in the middle or the side. You know what? I know I'm live, but I'm going to BRB and just go across the room because I think I have another one. Yay, I do. Okay. You can use a regular file folder, and you could use brads at the top if you wanted to, and then you could just add in a hinge in the middle of your file folder if you want to have the same look. So I think I can fit this on, and then I don't have to crop too much of it off. These were super thick. They're pretty old, I guess, and they are really heavy duty, thick file folders. So not your normal run of the mill. I'm going to set this one aside and start working on hers. Okay. I'm going to leave my BRB in case I need to BRB. I'm going to grab a sip. If you're going to craft along, you're going to use a regular file folder and brads at the top. You'll need 4 brads. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then that's what's going to hold your paper in. And then, you know, this right here is, I can measure this if you want to do it out of paper or you want to do it out of fabric, you can. I'm going to say that is like a 2-inch strip, but let me check it. So I'm off. It's about 1.75 inches wide. And then this part, so you will score it at a 1/2 inch. So this is a 1/2 inch. And then the back side, what they did was they just attached it on the back side. It looks like it comes over the whole thing. So they must have taken, yeah, they did. So they went around the whole thing. But you don't have to. You can just put it right here because on this side, we are going to put fabric. Anyway, I'm going to do this here. So I'm going to make a little mark and come in and like right here, I think. And I'm going to cut that off. I could leave it, but I think it'll be better, a nicer size, unless I want to go sideways again. No, I think I'm going to go this way just to have it go normal. Yeah. All right. So what I did was my paper trimmer did not cut it, and I don't have my guillotine down here. And I used these big giant scissors, and it was hard to cut through the whole thing. Oh, you know what I do have? Hold on a second. I have, oh, I don't know where my other cutting board is, though. I thought I had another cutting mat. I have one under here, but can't get to it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put this here and just draw a pencil line so I make a straight mark. And then I'm just going to cut through that. And then you can save this extra little piece if you want. And make tags out of it. I was going to make pockets with it, like side tuck pockets, but I ran out of time in the challenge. So what I thought about doing was, okay, so if it goes this way, I thought about taking this piece and making a side tuck and not doing paper here. And I could do that, but I kind of like having the paper on either side. So I think I'm just going to save this to make tags out of on another project. Bonus scraps, you know, you gotta love scraps. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I picked a few things. So kind of what I do for my projects is I go through and I kind of pull things just from around my room. And so what I pulled was for hers, I'm going to make that board that I made in the other one. But this time I'm going to make it more like a memory board with the ribbon. And I pulled some of this vintage millinery ribbon and in this really pretty blue. So she likes aquas and blues as much as I do. And then I threw in some yellow. And then look how cute. So I was going to just send her this for her birthday card. And then because she does animal rescue. And so I just thought it was really cute little vintage card. But then when she said she liked what I made yesterday, I was like, okay, I'll make it. So I set my stuff up in 3 piles. So I have one pile is all my larger stuff. And then I have the next pile of things that are the next size down. So these could be, some of these things will be stuck on that flip-flop and some things will be like just tucked in or layered or used as tabs. and I have some Denizen labels, and I've got some vintage other items, and I have her initial on a card, and I have an old airmail, and I have a really pretty button card with those mother of pearl buttons. And then I had made this is like a little scrappy pad, so I made that. I'm going to put that in there maybe. So I have like a bunch of that. And then I pull out another layer down, another bin, and this is all my little tiny stuff. So buttons and stamps, and here's some more if I want to dye some. I've got some labels made out of fabric. I've got brads in here I know I'm going to use, and then wire, more little brads, and then just things that I can dangle, or I've got like vintage tie clips and cuff links and other little things I could dangle off of it. So if I want to, here's another clip, and I have that. And then I have stuff to make a shaker card because I'm going to work on another project on another day. So I've got that kind of started going in that same tray. And that's all I do. And then I just kind of go from there and just start making. So my first thing is I'm going to work on the cover. Hey, Terry, I'm remaking one of these for my friend. I'm going to send it to her since I gave you the one I made yesterday, or did the give out. And happy birthday, by the way. I hope you're having the happiest of birthdays. Are you going to Disney for your birthday? So so a lot of this stuff I just have scraps left over from yesterday, and I'm going to. You're welcome. So I'm going to use this neutral background again, just because it's sitting on my desk and it is here. I used this yesterday on yours. Staying home. Oh, okay. Oh, that's so sweet. That's awesome that he's going to cook you dinner. That's so awesome. I wish that wasn't that small. Alrighty, so I've got this. Let's see. I really like that as that, but this is why I muted my camera a little bit yesterday. It was pretty crazy. I was dropping stuff everywhere. Oh my goodness. And I burned a hole with the glue gun. I don't know if you can see that. I burned a hole in my tray. Oh my goodness. Because I was flinging stuff and then the glue gun kind of hit the end and just burned a hole in it. Dangerous crafting with me yesterday. All right, so I'm going to do that. It was fun to participate. I'd never done that before. I did a crafting challenge live at an event, like a scrapbook expo, where we had teams and we had to do things. And those were always fun. But, you know, you're on a team. You're not just by yourself, you know. So there's that one. And then I'm thinking about using, I've got this. And I'm thinking about maybe putting this behind it. So I need to get my tear ruler out. And I'm going to tear Well, those ladies are so much fun. My ice maker is so loud. I have one of those. Until I get a water filter, I have one of those electric ice makers that sit on your countertop, and mine is just so so loud in the house. Well, I have really high ceilings, so that doesn't help either. And a lot of glass. I've got 4 big sliders and all kinds of windows, and so and hardwood floors, so the sound just kind of carries. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put I'm kind of thinking maybe this and then that. Maybe I'll do that like that. Is that the way it's going? Yeah, that's the way it's going. All right, so I do need to tear. I think I'm going to do that. Hi, Shirley. Welcome. Aw. This is just a normal size file folder. It's just regular size. The only difference is that it had a gusset. It has a gusset in the middle. But you can use a regular size file folder, and then I cut it down. Let's see. I can give you the measurements if you want. So this is what it looked like before. And then I just cut a few inches off just to make it a little more, I don't know. You could leave it if you want, the regular size. I actually thought about it because I thought it'd be easier to put the paper in, because now I have to put the paper in, then you have to tear it, because. All right, so, okay, let's see. So I cut it down to 8.5, if that helps. And the normal file folder just is like 11 3/4, it looks like, to hold like printer paper. And then this one is 9 inches. With the tab, it's 9.5 inches. And if you want to have this in the middle, what you can do is just make a hinge out of paper, and then you just glue it on this side, glue it on this side. So when you fold your hinge, it's like a W fold, right? And it's every 1/2 inch. So you're going to score at 1/2 inch, and you're going to score again at the next 1/2 inch. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. So you're going to score like at 1/2 inch, and then you're going to put that in the middle and glue down the 2 sides, and that will give you this little flap in the middle. And if you don't have a file folder with these, hey Jamie, how you doing, girl? Then you can use just 2 brads at the top. Use 2 brads at the top, or you could punch a hole and put some string, and you could just string your paper through it. So mine just came with these little thingamabobbies, and these things actually you can get these sometimes, these things that you can add to file folders. So you may even have some of those that you can add. But you could use ribbon. You punch holes and use ribbon, string, all kinds of things. So this one, I ended up stitching it because it was kind of wonky. But then I decided for hers, I wanted the tab at the top because I'm not going to use the whole thing. So I went and got a different one. And that's why I have the tab at the top. And then I just put wallpaper on there. I have an antique wallpaper book that I bought years ago, and I have been hoarding. And this year I decided, after I had the tornado hit the house and I had a flood, I decided I'm not hoarding anymore. I'm using it all. Alrighty, so I'm going to do that and that. And then I'm going to make, and these would make great cards for inside. So I'm going to set those aside because I'll probably go back to those. Oh, good. Thanks, Shirley. Okay, so then I'm going to just glue this down. I don't need to age it. It is already aged. It's from 1909. And it's from the song I Found a Girl. So, but I love the blue color, so I'm just going to do like aquas and blues and browns because she likes those colors. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of, I just kind of slapped stuff down yesterday because we were in that time crunch, so I wasn't really talking about what I was doing. So, and because my friend called me today and was saying, I watched it and I loved your project, I thought, oh, I got to get her something for her birthday, and I haven't. And so I thought I will just make her one. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm making this a pocket because I have this old birthday card that I want to tuck inside like that. So what I want to do, and I know I'm going to do some kind of dangle off of it. So last time when I did my dangle, I did not punch it first, because it kind of was an afterthought. And so this time I'm going to punch through it where I want it. And that way I don't have to do with all the paper on it and worry about punching the paper. This way it'll be, the holes will be there, and they'll be, it'll give me something to match up like that. I think it is so heavy. I consider that my workout, part of my workout. All right, so I have that, and then that way when I go to punch the paper in, it will hide the whatever I do here. What do I want to do there? Yes, ACO fasteners, ACO, whatever it's called. Yes, if you have those, you can use those. That's all those things are at the top, pretty much. Which I have boxes and boxes of those. Okay, I want to. So first I'm thinking, okay, before I glued it down, oh my goodness, on the other one, I glued it just for time purposes. Well, let's see, I think I'm going to glue it anyway. I'm going to glue it, and then if I have to, I may go back, and this is the Tersol family. Are you guys crafting with me, or are you just hanging out? Jamie, what have you been up to? Anything fun? We had storms this morning, and I was like, no, I'm so over it. The spring storm should be over. And so it woke me up like at 6 o'clock with lightning, and I'm just like, and but now it's all sunny, so we're good. Because I had all the doors open. It stopped raining, and so then I opened all the doors up and was letting the wind in because I get such a nice breeze off the lake here. And but then I wasn't paying attention, and it started storming, and my floors were getting wet. So then I got the mop out, and I started wiping up the water, and then that ended up turning into, well, if I'm going to wipe up the water, I should just go ahead and mop the floor. So then that went to mopping the floors. And I really was just going to kind of take it easy today with the rain, have some tea and read a book. I got a new book the other day that I want to read, so I'm just going to kind of chomp these little corners off where I cut the file folder down. Alrighty, so it's going to be this way. And then, yeah, because this will fit right in here for her birthday. And I'll probably just put a sticky note inside is what I'll do for her birthday card. Or just put, yeah, a big sticky note or something like that to sign the card. So that's going to go there. And then I want to kind of finish this off, but not like just still be able to slide something in. So I pulled, this is where like the medium stuff kind of comes in, and she's from New York. But she lives in Florida. So I went through some of my vintage ephemera and tried to find things that were from her area, and also New York. So let's see. I think I'm gonna do that like I did on Terry's, because that worked out really well. And except this time I'm gonna glue it down at the bottom. And then I've got this really cool, this is an old Denison airmail label, and I can put that underneath it. And I may, let's see, I can pull the red in if I do this, or I just do a little stamp. I've got blue, and I can just fill that area in like that. Oh, thank you. Yes, I appreciate any kind of thumbs up, leaving comments, like, subscribe, blah, 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 all that stuff. It just helps. It helps to pull my channel up on your suggested things, or because there's people, like, I forget, like, and I don't go out looking for them. And so then it's like, oh my gosh. And all of a sudden they'll pop up like after a year, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to follow them. What happened? Why don't I ever see their stuff? And I keep seeing the same like 5 things, 5 people. Sorry. I made myself some blueberry flavored tea. It's actually very lovely. Okay, so there's that. Oh, this isn't, did I not glue this corner down? Because that's not staying. This what happened yesterday. My pin stuck, and then the top came off and the glue went flying. I was struggling all over the place on every level. And then when you want to get it off, you can't get it off. And I don't know what happened to my pack of baby wipes unless I used them all. And then I thought I had backup baby wipes and I didn't. So there was that. Okay. So I need to just tack, although, you know what, I'm looking at this now and I kind of like the sheet music. So maybe I will just kind of roll this down on itself, and that looks kind of nice right like that with the music. And I am going to put fabric right here on the hinge, so let's put this down, but I'm not going to use this because this isn't going to be strong enough, because that's a card, and this is old railroad, I don't know, they're old railroad cards, from Texas. It's some kind of index system. And so, but I just think they're cool, and they're already aged, and it's paper. So, as crafters, especially if you're a junk journaler, you don't care where it came from. If it's old paper, right? So there's that. And then I wish I had like an automated pen thingy that would just go whoop and jump on. Wouldn't that be awesome? All right, I'm going to use this old airmail. So I'm pulling out the real stuff, and that's what I've been using. I used to scan, or I'd be afraid to use all my real stuff because, oh, you're never going to find it again. But you know what? Like I said, after you lose everything, and you're like, and I think of all the years I collected a lot of stuff too. And I just, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, I wanted to put this underneath it. I decided I'm using the real stuff. So I've always used the real stuff in my kits when I sell, but in my own personal stuff, I use the real stuff. But sometimes you get that one, oh, like that one cabinet card. Look how cute. I should, whatever, scan it and use it. And it's like, why? You have like 10 others, So I just started challenging myself here. Okay. Because I'm never going to stop being a collector. I'm always going to be a collector. I love it. I love paper. I love everything. So, I know that I'm always going to have some kind of collection of stuff. All right. Then I'll add my dangle here. This still pulls in and out for her card. And so I need to get the fabric I want. And then I want to add... Well, I'm going to wait to add the paper to the back because sometimes you get messy. And for hers, because she's from New York, I found I had this, what do you call it? Tim Holtz fabric. And I thought this would be perfect to use on her. This is one of his older ones, but I thought it'd be really neat. Now, my only thing is I love the Coney Island, and I have a nod to Coney Island in here because I found this, and it's a Coney Island souvenir, and it has an embossed lady on it. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see? Oh, there. So I don't know if I should do Coney Island. You know what? I think I'm gonna. But I think what I'll do is I'll do Coney Island. And I'll put it on the back. And then I'll put 57th Street on there. So you just need a piece of fabric. However wide, just wide enough to cover. You're just going to cover this. That's all. Where that is. Now, see if I do Coney Island, it's going to go that way. Oh, good. It's long enough to get the whole thing on. If I cut here and I cut here, I can get that on. All right. So yeah, I was digging through my ephemera and I came across that. I didn't even know I had it. I forgot. Like, that's one thing about moving or redoing your craft art space because it forces you to kind of go through what you have, and then it kind of rekindles, the love of the stuff that you have. And that's how it was for me anyway. I'm just using the Fabri-Tac. It's really simple. Oh, I didn't even see this says New York City on it. Corner Broadway. What? I just noticed that. Oh my gosh, I can't cover that. That is so cool. Okay, that was meant to be. That was meant to be because I wasn't going to use this piece. I was going to use the top part of it. That is awesome. Okay, I love when that happens. So I want to keep that little line of blue. I'm just going to glue there. This really isn't a hinge. It's just to hide the hinge because it's already hinged. And then I'm just going to glue right here for now until I go to put the paper down. I'm going to put paper on the back. But because I'm going to be inking and probably painting, and I know me, I will definitely spill it and get it messed up. That's just me. Okay. You're gonna leave me logged into hubby needs me. I'll try to come back. Oh, okay. Awesome, Jamie. So good to see you. Okay, so there's that. And then she loves like anything kind of Tim Holtz style too. She loves that like old vintagey Tim Holtz kind of style where I am going to use a piece of some Tim Holtz things that I have, but I'd rather do it more authentic, my own stuff that I have like from that era, because then I can pull. So I'll do a nod to Tim Holtz. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put this on probably on the first page over here. And I may leave it open right here so that if she wants to use that as a pocket, she can. So what I'm going to do is, and I also found this from St. Augustine, and she just moved up near St. Augustine, and she goes there all the time. And then I pulled out these zippy sign things, and it had a Y. So I'm going to put that on it somewhere. So those are some of the bigger items that I pulled. And then I just pulled random paper. So let's see. I'm going to cut the holes off of this one. This is just tea dyed, something I tea dyed. And then not the horse. Let's do some more of this. Let's do some of this. Let's do, oh, I've got this proposal sheet. Let's pull the pink one part out. So that's kind of cool. Carbon copy. I'll probably have to cut this down. Let me see. Or, well, no, I'm going to cut it so that it's, because some people are bothered by the fact that it doesn't go up and down. And then I'll just leave it in case she wants to use the paper, she can, although I am going to cut off at the bottom. And then I've got this old card thing. I think that's too short. And then I have some old photography paper, which I could add in. I just need to cut it here or fold it so it's not as too wide. That's not really her. This old calendar. And I did not know that I had this, and I found it, and it is parchment. Oh no, typewriter paper. It's antique typewriter paper, and it had the red lines. So I was like, what? That's so cool. Okay, let's see. I think on this one, I'm just gonna go and tear. You know what? I just had my tear ruler. Oh, here it is. Like, how do these things get away? Like, you just have your hand on it 2 seconds ago. That, let's see. I can't make it too thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to make it too thick because I want to have some bulky stuff on that side. All right. And maybe some mappage. That's pretty right there, huh? So maybe I'll do the map on the top, and then I'll add the girl on, or maybe I'll just clip the girl on. She could use it wherever she wants. That'd be good. I think that's what I'll do. Hey! Yay! Hi, Angela. Welcome, welcome. If everybody's not following Angela the Traveling Crafter, you're missing out. We had an awesome time yesterday doing the challenge. And my friend was in the chat and her birthday's this week. And so she loved my project from yesterday. So I'm like, oh gosh. So I'm throwing together one for her. A little bit different. She's from New York, so I'm pulling things that mean something to her, you know. You know what I saw, Angela? I just saw our president announce that he is you're going to have the state's fair. The United States Fair is coming to Iowa. I'm like, what of all places? Why Iowa? I guess because was that the original state's fair, like where we used to have the World's Fair? I'm like, what? Okay, I love this colored bit. All right, hold on a second. This, I'm gonna just tack it in here, but I do like this and I love the color, but you know what? This is my favorite map of all time, and this is, yeah, that's a lot better. So I'm going to give her a piece of my favorite mappage. Not that. I'm going to use this side. I wish I had this from New York, but I don't. Oh, wait. Do I have any more down here? Oh, my goodness. I'm so going to come up. I'm going to come up. It's going to be like all the states are going to be represented. Hey, Gigi, how are you? Welcome. She's another channel person. Awesome, gifted crafter. All right, sorry, I'm leaning back here. So one of the other reasons why I could move quickly yesterday was because I have a bin behind me that's open bin, and I have all my papers standing upright, and they're all like done according to what they are. Ooh, isn't that pretty? That's a pretty paper. I'm trying to find one though that has. Okay, here's Hudson Bay. Let's see. Quebec, Ottawa. Oh, it doesn't go down far enough to get to. It has some in New York, but only to Buffalo. And she is from New York City. So I was trying to find. Oh, look at Alberta. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is where Hazel's from. That's where Hazel's from. I love it. Oh my gosh. So that's how come I could pull pretty fast, because I have everything like standing upright in a bin behind my chair underneath. I have a desk behind me that has normally I have my sewing machine and my typewriter behind me. So all I have to do is turn around and I can work on that. So I designed my room, and then I have a cart that only has all my, not all, but a bunch of ephemera. So like a sampling of the ephemera that I have in a larger quantity, I have it on a cart that when I'm working on a project, I just pull the cart next to my table. And then when I'm not working on doing something like that, then I just put it back in the closet. And so that's how I'm able to pull like tickets and tags and ephemera, postcards, blah, 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 because it's all sitting in a cart. So that's why I was really fast at that. So, because I have all of it nearby. China, Japan, Australia. Ooh, look at the color for Antarctica. Wow, that's gorgeous color map. This was one of my favorites. I think this is the 1950 something. From the 1950s, but the colors in this map, it's the Reader's Digest. I got the newer one, which isn't really newer. I think it's the 1970s. And that's when they went from this really pretty matte paper to a little bit of a gloss. Not a high gloss, just a low gloss. All right, well, I don't have it, so I don't have it anymore. She's just gonna have to deal with what I have. What's that? Okay, so these are the papers that I have, and then I'm gonna put this on there, but I'm gonna rip it. I was gonna come on earlier, and we lost our internet again. I'm like, no, what is wrong with you people? Because they do everything like from like the like. They don't put anything underground here. Now, I lived in Florida for 40 years. So everything they did, they learned from hurricanes. So after a hurricane would wipe out an area, then they went underground. So it all kind of just started to go underground. So all of their fiber, their power lines, everything is underground. Here, everything is above ground. Why? I know it's cheaper, but still, wouldn't it just be easier to just like dig it underground and be done with it? That's my feeling. I don't know. And plus, we don't have the water table that Florida has. Like Florida has, you know, has a higher water table, so they don't have to dig very far to hit water. All right, so here's this, and then I'm gonna. This is from Coney Island souvenir. I don't. It probably was the front of a picture card at one time, I think, but. And then I'm just gonna clip that on. I think that's gonna look really nice. Do I want it to be more brown? I'm thinking, yeah. So I'm gonna come in here, start tearing. Are you guys crafting, or are you just hanging out having tea? I had a little too much coffee today, so I'm done for the day with coffee. All right, I'm gonna tear off a little from this side. Didn't measure that the right way. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be the front. Okay. And then I have this, and then I have this piece of stationery. Sorting and organizing lace and trims. Lovely. I did mine. Oh my gosh, I spent 6 hours of my life doing mine one day. And then I got my Happy Mail swap partner stuff in, and she had all these, she bought them from somewhere else. They're like high quality clear rubber bands. And she did them with all these clear rubber bands because I had seen somebody use the little twisty ties, and I already had a bunch of little twisty ties. Well, first I started out with white pipe cleaners. I ran out of the pipe cleaners, and then I went to twisty ties. And then when I got her stuff, she had it wrapped around all kinds of things and then done around with those little elastics. And I'm like, this is brilliant. And I said, I got to run to Dollar Tree. And she's like, no, don't get the ones from Dollar Tree. She goes, I learned the lesson. So she's got some kind of better ones. I don't know where she gets them. I'll have to ask her. But yeah. All right. So we got that. I'm doing 8 pieces of paper. And now I'm just going to not measure anymore. That was the right size. This, I think, needs to be a little bit smaller. This needs a little smaller. See, now if I had just left the file folder the size that it was, I wouldn't have this issue. Just saying. Oh, I think I'm done. All right. Alrighty. So where's the map? Because I want to put that on the front. tuck the pink one in the back because it kind of doesn't really go. So there's that. But she likes pink, so I'll just hide the pink in the back. And let's see, I made myself a little template of where the holes are. So now all I have to do is center this on the papers. And then punch it. And that was way easier than sitting there trying to figure out. Except you should have opened the hole punch before you did that. It's hard to open with the hole puncher one-handed. So I still have to go back and watch Mission Maker so I can watch what Carol and Hazel were doing, because I'm telling you, Angela, I never even looked at the chat. I never even looked to see what anybody else was doing. And actually, I thought at one point you said you were going to craft and you were going to show your own desk. So, and then I found out that was actually, when I saw what Carol made, I was like, oh, that's Carol. I thought that was Angela. Oh my gosh. Yes, it was a great trade-off. That's funny. We had a good swap. She had everything I needed and I had everything she needed. So she was a great swap partner because I got all kinds of ruffles. I'm not a big ruffle maker. I mean, I make them, but I'm not like a big ruffle maker. So this is from a Bargain Barn material movement label. And so it's from like a thrift store. It kind of says where it's from. It has like all like the area cities and stuff. So I thought that I have to add a little bit of my town in there. So I need some more paper. Well, so she covered a bunch. She gave me a bunch of vintage fabric, and because she got like 32 lawn and leaf bags of fabric at a estate sale. And then she made me a bunch of like 100 ruffles. And then she covered buttons with the vintage paper. And yeah, it was good. She made me beautiful bow dangles. And sorry, I'm trying to find some stuff I can put on. This is all leftover. Some embossed paper. What's this thing? That is like a teacher record of some sort. And I don't know if she went to the Leaning Tower of Pisa or not. I can't remember. I know. Oh, I don't know if she's been to Italy yet. She's been to France. So I do have a couple of French things in here. I have the, oh yeah, where did that go? I had a French, I just had it in my pile. Here it is. I had a French, I've got a piece of dictionary paper. And here, I've got some French paper. Okay. I'm going to do that on this side. I'm just going to stack and tear. And where it tears, it tears. How's that? That's going to be easier to do. Okay. So if I do it there, and then I take this, and I'm just gonna tear it. And then I need to straighten it back out. I'm gonna tear this side. Oh, oops, I missed the page. So I think Shirley said she was gonna make one of these while I was making one. I don't know if she is. Oh, 100 ruffles. It was amazing. And it was all, yeah, they were like long ruffles too. And it was all vintage fabric. It was beautiful. Yeah, she had all kinds of quilt pieces and oh my gosh, this is a good deal. She needed paper, which I have a lot of, and I needed stuff made with fabric. So it was a pretty good deal. It was a good swap. And then we swapped again. We just recently swapped because she's doing some kind of cookbook thing, and I have like over 100 cookbooks. And I'm like, you need cookbooks? I can send you cookbooks. So she just got her box in. She's like, oh my goodness. I said, I told you I had a lot of cookbooks. Oh. So it worked out. Because she said she hadn't been able to find any. She wanted all the church ones. And I went to the Goodwill bins one day, and it was like I hit church cookbook Lollapalooza because it was nutso. There were so many cookbooks. It was just, and everybody was so disappointed. They're looking in the bin going, look at all these cookbooks. Somebody must have donated their whole lifetime of cookbooks. And I was like, yes. So then I got to be kind of picky about what ones I wanted. And because she had certain things that she was looking for, like typewritten or mimeographed. And so that was a great day to go. It was, for me anyway. All right, so I got my papers in here. Now I'm going to make a different kind of, before I had that little strap that Angela sent us, but this time I'm going to use something that she can remove. So I had these dividers from a doctor's office that I got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up here. And then, well, you know what? I'm thinking I need to go that way with it because that way I can punch the hole. Wait, can I still punch a hole? I think I can. Yeah, I still can. If I go right there, I'll be able to punch holes. But before I punch the holes, I've got this millinery ribbon, and I'm going to make a French board. So I'm going to use Tim Holtz paper because she loves Tim Holtz. And so I'm going to use, since I had this out yesterday, I'm going to use this memoranda line because I think the color is just outstanding. I had that. Okay, I'm going to take a vote. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Carrie was saying how much she loves. I love this floral print. This is so pretty. So I've got that. My other one is I could use, okay. I know I pulled it. It was right here. It was right. I probably piled it back in this pile of papers. Well, then that might be kismet. Let's see. Ooh, this would be pretty too. I could probably put this at the bottom. I have some antique wallpaper that are those colors. I think I must have put it back in the stack. Well, okay, so then my other option is just do something plain. And then when I add this in, then you see the color better. The blue is in this. I did not even realize. Okay, so I'm going to take a vote. This is going to be A. Okay, that's A. And then this will be B. So it's plain. And what's going on here is I'm going to be like tucking photos and buttons and little tickets. And I've got this little, well, I may end up putting that up there. It's a old matchbook. Her husband is a plumber, so I may put that in. Or I've got this New York Park Place. I've got this. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got this little envelope that's from Chase Manhattan. So, okay. So we have A or B. Let the voting begin. A, Tim Holtz paper, or B, this other carte postal. Plain or this. So will this get lost if the background's kind of busy? I'm just wondering. Maybe not. Type it in the chat. In the meantime, I need to find some kind of clip for this because I'm going to clip that. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. In a drawer next to me, I have all kinds of things like brads, paper clips, jump rings, all kinds of stuff. And then I have them in these old Band-Aid boxes. Well, this is Sodaplast is from Denmark, but I have them done by like rusty, oxidized, silver, gold, shaped, colored. I have them all stacked up. Okay, you're thinking B. Mickey Mouse thinks B. All right. So I got 2 B's and a rusty paper clip. So I rusted these paper clips probably like a year ago, and I haven't really been using them. And then when I was putting my drawers back together, I was like, oh yeah, I got these rusted paper clips. And there's 2 there. So there's that. So we're going with the carte postal. Deal. All right. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, now this is the issue because I have this really cool thing and it's going to cover it. So do I, now if I left it like that, then I could hang something right here. So I think I'm going to leave it out and I'm going to drop the paper down to there. And that is like the same exact size. Couldn't be more perfect. Now, do I leave this up? No, I think it's going to be too busy. I'm going to tear it. Tear it and ink it. I'm not crafting right now. Okay, just watching and learning. Tired of doing a yard sale yesterday. Oh my goodness. I like that you admit to being a junk journal hoarder. My cat can think I'm nuts. Hey, if it makes you happy, and Angela, I'll cue your singing. If it makes you happy, I say do it. Do it, girl. You know when they're really not going to be happy about it is after you pass and they got to clean it all out. But I have a list of other fellow junk journalers, and I told my family, I'm like, call them and see if they'll come just take everything. But the deal is, if they take it, then they got to take all of it. So not just some of it. But yeah. Okay, so that I'm going to do that. All right. Thank you for your help. And I am going to put this down. And I think I'm going to sew. Okay, I got to think about this. Do I want 3? I may have to just cut some and see. And then I'll just trim it after. I have a lot of this stuff anyway. It's kind of like making a pie crust. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 3 in the middle. And they can be wonky. It doesn't matter because there's going to have all kinds of stuff tucked in them. So there's that. Well, was your yard sale successful? I was talking with my friend whose birthday it is. I'm making this for, and we were talking about we're going on the longest yard sale. I'm going with somebody else this year. A friend of mine from her daughter lives in Georgia, and she likes to junk, but her mother won't go with her. So I said, I'll go. And I've done it before. And so we're going to do it together. It'll be fun. Yes, exactly. They can donate it all. Bless people like us that go to the junk stores. But I have a couple of craft friends that live nearby, within 30 minutes, and so I'm like, listen, I'm putting your number down. If you want it, fine. If you don't, no guilt. But I'm gonna let you know that I've got a whole 2 rooms full of stuff, and if you want it, you can take whatever you want and leave whatever you want. And that's kind of how it went. So I donated all my sister's stuff, and then I sent a couple of things to some people that I found. I really didn't have time. I was only in there for a weekend, but if I was clean, and I had to get everything cleaned out of her place because we were having to sell it right away because it was super expensive. The rent was high. Plus, she had high HOA, and she lived in Midtown Atlanta, and in like a really nice area. So it was very expensive to keep it. So we were trying to just clean it out, fix it up. It needed to be remodeled. Like the whole kitchen needed to be gutted. It needed a lot of remodeling work. And so anyway, we did all that. So I didn't really have time to do too much. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just tack this down very lightly in where I'm going to put some not thumbtacks, but what's going to look like thumbtacks, but it's actually going to be brads. So I was thinking about stitching along the edge, which I may do still. I don't know. All right. She's going to be like, I know you didn't measure this. I'll be like, okay, then send it back. You don't deserve my art. Yeah, I wish I could have blessed like a lot of her friends with her stuff. Like I wish I could have done like if I was only in for a weekend and like 2 weekends, and so I would have, I would have much rather had done that. But it went to this girls club downtown, and she would have loved that. And then whatever they wouldn't take just went to a little church thrift store that we found. So but it was hard, when you see a person's life passion, and you're just donating it. It is hard. It's difficult. That's why I wanted to just go ahead and write a directive saying nothing here is worth anything. So throw it out, give it away, whatever. It all came out of thrift shops. Pretty much all my art supplies, not the tools and stuff, but all right. Since I have my sewing machine, I will go around, stitch around the edge. You won't be able to see anything, so sorry. Yeah, I can't sew like that, and I'm not going to move my camera for y'all. So, get this done. Come on, straight stitch. I am. And I just have a cheap Brother sewing machine. Normally I have it on the table behind me, but because I was working yesterday and I was working fast, I put it on the floor, down by my feet, so I could pick it up and throw it on the table when I needed it. And that was good. So it's still on the floor next to me, not back on the table. I really didn't pick up because I knew I was going to do this. I was going to try to pick up today after yesterday's crafter math, and then when she called me and said that she was watching the video and loved what we did and kind of hinted that she was like, yeah, I really love that project. Hint, hint, my birthday's this week. So I'm going to surprise her. Hopefully she won't. I know she's going out of town, so I don't think she'll be watching my channel. But if she is, happy birthday, Vet. I'm making your birthday present. There is that. And then I've got a bunch of, oh my goodness, this is Wiley over here, man. Okay, alrighty. Then I've got a bunch of tiny little brads. I don't think I have enough of the cream. I would love to use the cream, and I could always paint the silver, but I don't think I have enough of these. Let's see. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like Count Dracula. 6. Oh, maybe I do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I bet you 12. Come on. 13, 14. No, I don't. Now, if I only do them in the middle, I have enough. How's that going to look? How's that going to look? Oh, man. I just need 2 more. Okay. Forget those, because those other ones are too big. But I have these little tiny silver ones that I can use, and I have a lot of those. So Gigi, getting excited about Thursday with Hazel. Hazel Anaka Designs is doing her heart to heart on Thursday. I think it's Gigi. Oh wait, do I have the cream? Oh, I just found some extras. Oh, I found some extras because I would much rather do the cream. I think they'll show up nice. And not that I can't paint the other ones, but to be honest, I really don't want to pull out any paint after yesterday's craftastrophe. Okay, I think I have enough now. Let me see, because I found 4. I found 4 more. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure they're not in here either. Okay. Is my chat working? Because my chat's not moving, and I don't have my YouTube channel up. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come back here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No. Oh, I just need 1 more. Okay, back to the silver. How can that be? Let me check this little tray. Let me just check it. Maybe it's tucked in the corner. No, Nothing's in there. Bummer. So close. Oh, it's got a hole in it. That's why one dropped out. So I thought I had enough. All right. Must have just dropped out. Okay. Put it back. All right. We're going to do in silver. Get my pokey tool out. Well, this is a dumb bag. It's kind of broken at the top. Okay, so I'm going to poke the holes. Even though I sewed, I still am going to and I mean, you don't have to do this. I think if you just glued it down, it'd be fine. Even if you had like stitch stamp, you could stitch, stamp down the stitches. You could hand stitch. Okay, so all my things are done. Now I have this monotony of, and I think I'm going to hammer them and dent them up a little bit. They are very shiny. It's making me want to get out the alcohol ink. It's all right. I can always go in with like a Q-tip later with alcohol ink, because alcohol ink will change the color of the, this is where I need like, what do I have that I could use that would be good for this? I know I'm sure I have that tool. I think Memory Makers, Making Memories, or somebody like that came out with a brad separator in one of their kits. I don't know where it is. I'm sure I have it. Isn't this fun? Okay, what can we talk about? Because I've got 17 of these. Somebody chat. Oh, goodness. 17. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know. So I was sitting out on the deck yesterday, and I have a dock down by the water. And so I was sitting, I've got chairs down there in a fire pit. So I was sitting out on my dock, and all of a sudden, this duck comes up, this big, ugly duck. He's like black and white, and it's got this like weird red head thing, and he's got like a mohawk. But his feathers go up and down. It's on his head. So he has like, you can either have a slick back look or you can do the mohawk thing and lift his feathers up. Do you guys know what duck I'm talking about? Is it a duck? Hi, Teresa. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen one of those? Sorry, I'm not having an earthquake. It's my camera's attached to my table. So anyway, I'm like, okay, this is an interesting duck. Well, then, and he's on a mission. He's like paddling away, goes by. Then he comes back and he brings back another duck with him. So I'm assuming it's a duck, not a geese. I think it's a duck. So, but it's pretty large. So it brings back this other one. And then they're going by us. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, they're kind of doing their little ruffly thing. Like they're ruffling up their feathers. And I said, are they going to fight? And the next thing I know, they started fighting, and they were like, there was feathers flying everywhere. And they're like, and then I thought, well, are they mating? But then the next thing I know, the one duck got on top of the other duck's head and then pushed it underwater. And then they both went underwater. And I was like, what is that? What is happening? And so, anyway, I'm like, do I like throw something at them? Then the next thing I know, one pops up. He like swims kind of far away underwater, and then he pops up out, and I'm waiting. And then the next thing that happens is the next duck comes up, it was wild. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm watching like Wild Kingdom from when I was a kid. Remember when Disney used to do that show? Oh gosh. Sorry. When I lived in Florida, like I lived in like an urban area. So I lived in Orlando, and I wasn't really living where there was a whole lot of natural wildlife. I mean, we had alligators, but yeah. And I have some alligator stories. But that was crazy. Okay, let's see what Teresa write. We just had an escape from our local zoo. Alice, she's an African crane. She went by my window the other day. What? I didn't know at the time she was an escapee. She had a head with a mohawk too? That's so interesting. Oh, yeah, cranes are huge. Or they can be. That's cool. That's funny. You didn't know she was an escapee. Wow, these I don't think these are just normal they're really ugly ducks. Not that nature is ugly, but these ducks have like weird heads and faces, and the one had like really mean look to his face. I'm like, you guys aren't cute. Even if they had mohawks, I'm like, you're not cute. They have like these like bumpy faces, bumpy red faces. I don't know. Like they had like warts all over their faces or something. I'm gonna have to look them up because I don't know what they are. But they're black and white. So that's my nature story. What else is happening? I'm trying to find somebody that does retaining walls. I need to have a retaining wall put in behind my garage because my neighbor, she had to rebuild her house after the tornado also. And so she built her house up a little bit high. So now I'm getting water runoff and it's coming into my garage on the side. And I had to dig a trench and put a sub pump in outside as a temporary fix. My friend helped me with that idea, and that's kept the water out of the coming in the garage at all. But I need a retaining wall. Yes, it was definitely the ugly duckling, but there were two of them, so I'm sure there's more. It's some kind of breed of a duck. So good vibes to me, please, that I find someone that will do a retaining wall at a reasonable price. My friend that helped me is like, Jonna, let's just get a backhoe and we'll just do the retaining wall ourselves. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's because I'm on a very steep hill. And I'm like, and we'd have to like pull the dirt away from where the house is because when they built my house, they didn't grade the side yard properly. So it has to be regraded. But I'm like, yeah, I can just see that happening. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not gonna drive a mini excavator on a hill. And there's 3 stumps that have to come out from the 3 trees that fell on my garage. And so, oh my goodness, this is the last one. End of story hour. Alrighty, so there are those. And then I need my texture hammer, which I just saw the other day. Where was I? I was in this drawer. This. Back in the day, Tim Holtz used to these are detachable and you can put other ones on it. So be a little loud. I apologize. But it kind of ages them a little bit. It's fun. And dings them up. Did I get them all? Yeah, I did. So the friend I'm making this for is she's the kind of person that's going to notice every little detail. She appreciates every single little detail. Muscovy duck. I've never heard of those. I don't have my phone back here. I would look it up. So I don't mind taking extra time, and because she's the kind of person that will notice. Some people would never even notice that I took a tool to that thing. But alrighty. Here's that. Then I'm going to attach it to this. Now, my other thought is, I really want to leave that top part with the holes because I want to do something up there. I don't know what yet. Is just to not put it in. Then she could remove it. She could flip it over and she could use it like a writing board. That would be kind of cool. So I might just clip it in instead of poking it in here. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I need to glue this. This is going to get pretty heavy. So I think I'm going to use some score tape. Which I've got this roller of score tape. So I think I'm going to do score tape and a little bit of both liquid in the center. Some score tape. On the edge. Sandy! Hi, Sandy. I bet you Sandy would know what kind of duck that is. Since she's the woman with all the animals. Her and Carol. Oh my goodness. Okay, Sandy. Iowa is having a huge all-state fair. I think it's next year because our president just announced it, and I'm like, I'm going. It's going to be in Iowa. All the states are going to be represented, and I think it's because next year is the 250th anniversary of our country, and so of the. And anyway, I'm gonna go. Do you want to go? I think we should all go meet up and have a crafty time. I don't know where it is going to be in Iowa, and I don't know if Angela's still in here. I'm not really sure where it is going to be. If we could find out the date and where it's going to be, we could book a house there and we could just come back. We could go do this fair and then we could craft that night. Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun. But I'm definitely going to go. It's like a once in a lifetime. Which I don't know why they don't, whatever happened to the end of the World's Fair. Remember they used to have that World's Fair all the time? I don't know why they did away with it. Not really sure. Probably because they had weird stuff. They had weird stuff on view that was kind of cruel. You know, they would like capture people from other countries and put them rare, exotic ape man and stuff like that. But they were, you know, it was really weird. They had some weird stuff going on. That was for sure. If you ever go and look up some of that, you'll see what I'm talking about. So there was some not so good stuff going on there, but they would do like the innovative, all the innovation, and it's kind of cool. So I want to leave the 2 holes out. Oh no. I didn't go down far enough. Oh shoot. Move quickly, move quickly. I thought I lined it up at the bottom. So I'm going to leave my 2 holes out? Yes, still. Alrighty. Burnish. The last thing I remember was the World Expo in Vancouver when I first moved here in the 80s. Yeah, it was called the World's Fair, I thought. Wasn't it? World Expo. They changed the name to the Expo. Okay, there's that. And let's start tucking some stuff in. So how much fun is this going to be? Got these. And I've got a photo of St. Augustine where she lives. And then I'll put this little Y in there. What else I got? What else I got? Some of this stuff's too big. I'm going to use that as a tab somewhere. I need some smaller. Her hubby is a plumber, so I thought I would tuck that in for a nod to her hubby. Ticket. I could leave some space for her to tuck her own things in. Okay, there's that. All right, so this is what we have so far. I got the front done, except for the dangle, and then I have her birthday card right here tucked in. And then I did paper. I found this from Coney Island. Now I have to do this part. I did the board. I have paper back here for her to use. And now I'm going to glue some of this fun ephemera to this thing. These are Cuban cigars, but it's from Tampa, so she lives in Florida, and I'm thinking if I do that, then wait a minute. If I do that, then she'll be able to use it. I think that's what I did on the other one. Ah, it's ripped. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get some washi tape. Oh no, I have something better than washi tape. Okay, let's go up a little bit higher with this thing. I have some of my tape. So I've got some of this tape I made. And that way we'll be able to see through it. But it won't ruin it. Okay, Dugga. I need to do it on there too. Okay. 2025 Osaka Kansai World Expo. So they're having a World Expo? All right, I got to go back and read. Let's see. They're still holding them. I did not know that. The last one, see, Sandy knows like everything. Okay. The last one in the U.S. was in Louisiana in 1984. It was the World Fair. In fact, we had it here in Seattle in 62. And then there was one set for this year, so they are still holding them. Just round robin of all the countries. Okay, I did not realize they were still holding them. I thought they were done. But this is going to be the United States Fair that he announced. So it's going to be, all the states are going to be represented, and it's going to take place in Iowa. So we're all going to converge onto Angela. Oh gosh. All right, so I got that. You know what though? I'm thinking I need to clip. I think I need to clip it. Let's use this little rusty clip, and then I need to clip it. Alrighty, and then I need, like, what else? I've thought I'm gonna do Park Place, but I already use Waterworks, so I've got this little thing that I could clip actually on. And the only reason why I'm putting this on is because she told me about these things, and then, like, this technique, and then it was Louisa Heintzel did it, and then she's like, let's make them, we'll come in together and we'll make them, and then she never did, so we never got together to make them. So I'm sending her one I made so that she can have one. There, I'll just tuck it on there. Okay, and that worked out because it has a little blue butterfly. And then I have this, and she's going to be 54, so I'm going to make a little tab out of this old crusty thing. So, let's see, maybe I'll just put it on something. So maybe here, do a little tab, or do I want to do it here so she can see it from the front, maybe? Yep. Whoopsie. Oh, will she see that from the front? That's a good question. Nope, she won't even see it from the front. So, that's not going to be good. I need to do it this way. I need to do it over here somewhere. Let's see. On something that's not small. I mean, thin. Yeah. Do you guys collect old measuring tapes? Oh my gosh, I love old measuring tapes in all of the colors. Yes, I do. Alrighty, I got this thing. Oh, I've got a birthday thingy, which I'm going to add to here on the bottom. Oops. This is why you need to cover your glue, because if you don't, then you get a glue snot coming out of it. I don't think I have any pictures of us. I have to go and find out if I have any. Ah. Are you including a bra strap or a perm rod in this one? No, that was torture. No, I am not. So I don't have a bra strap. I don't have any straps. It was a slip strap. It was a slip strap. I chose to do, because see, if I had had more time, I would have done this, and with that strap, I would have done something like this, but I didn't have enough time, so I just went for the one that went down and you just clip stuff to it. But I thought about it afterward. All right, and then I've got this little envelope two, which I could glue on here, and that looks good because I got a little bit of yellow rocking. And this is from Chase Manhattan. So I kind of pulled stuff that had New York and Florida. Oh, so irritating putting that thing in there. Am I the only one? So put that there. And then I can put, is this too wide? Oh, no, it fits. Yay, I love when that happens. This has Carly Simon in it. So putting Carly Simon. And I think that's her birth year, if I'm not mistaken. Whoever checked it out last. All right, I'm going to have to, somebody got a little eager taking their cash out of the envelope here. I'm going to have to tape it back. What kind of group am I watching? Aw, thank you, Terry. Oh, Cheryl, because she's new. So Shirley, we did a, and I said it at the beginning, but you came in after. We did a challenge yesterday on Angela the Traveling Crafters channel. There were 3 of us, 3 artists, and then we had a challenge that was mailed to us. It had 3 items in an envelope. We all got the same item, but different colors. And then we had to use those items in the making of a dangle, a mini journal or notebook, and a, what was the third thing? Interactive journal card. And so that's why. And so one of the items we got were a vintage silk slip strap. Say that 10 times fast. And so this is what I made yesterday in the challenge. So it just opens up a little bit differently than what, and so this is the slip strap back here, and I just pinned stuff to it. So I used it like a memory band. And then, but anyway, so it kind of, so that's the one that I made. And this is Teresa's birthday or Terry, Mick Mouse mom, Terry, her birthday gift because she won the giveaway. We did a giveaway at the end. So you'll have to look it up. I think, oh, Sandy, I made you a mod. You can always put the link in. If you can grab the link and put it up in the chat, that'd be great. I'm not on YouTube, so. I think I made you a mod. Didn't I make you a mod the other day? I forgot. I was like giving everybody the power to smoke the other night when I was in here. I was like, you're a mod, even if you don't want to be. So whoever shows up in their blue, you have been given the power. You got the power. Okay. So, but I'm sure that did sound a little weird when we were talking about using a bra strap. I'm sure. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. All right, so I'm going to put the library card in here. Yes, come on. And I also have this little postal, Denison postal label. Tuck that in there. And then I have a May, Flinch card. I like to use these as tabs. I got this junking. And I need to, maybe I'll put it at the bottom of something. I will put it at the bottom. That would look kind of neat because you'll be able to see it from the front. Will you be able to see it from the front? It might stick out a little too much because she's going to want to put that on a shelf or something. So how can I make this stick out? I need to put it something over here. I'll put it on that. And let's see, I'm gonna. Okay, everybody in the chat. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only take with you 3 craft tools, what would it be? I'm going to give you a hint of one of the ones that I would have with me. I'm actually using it right now. I don't know if you can see. I'm actually using it right now. Oh, and on the deserted, the 3 things on a deserted island, and you don't have power on this deserted island. So unless you get creative like Gilligan and make yourself a bike, and then you pedal and use water power to generate your stuff. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Hey, when I could feel that it may have been silk. So, and I was like, oh, I hope it takes the dye because I'm using the Tim Holtz dye. It's not like dye, it's not permanent dye. I was like, oh, I hope it takes it. And it took it. So I was like, yes. Because they got brown. No, that's what happened. Hazel got a brown one. And I was like, oh, shoot. Brown would go with my colors. And I was like, can we swap? But she lives in Canada and it'd take too long to do the swap. So anyway, so I was like, I gotta dye this thing because purple is not in my color palette that I'm gonna use. Because I kind of just went off the aqua and then I had that brown, here. Alrighty. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so right here, I'm going to type up something. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna turn around and use my typewriter. And I'm going to type up a message. What do I want to put? Anything else? Let's see, maybe. Okay. Do that. Oh, I wanted to let you know. We are memory keepers. I think they call themselves something else now, but they used to make these. They when they came out with their typewriter, they came out with the typewriter rolls, and so and different colors and stuff. Well, I got them. I don't have their typewriter. I have like a typewriter from. Well, I've got. Okay, I'm gonna confess. I have about 10 typewriters. But this typewriter that I'm using right now is from like the 1950s. And, but I put it in there and it fits and it works. And so I have like different colored typewriter tape. It's so much fun. So Angela, if you ever see those when you're out estate sailing, grab them because they work in some typewriters. It's pretty cool. Glue, scissors, and a needle. What are you ladies talking about? Let me see. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh yeah, I forgot. I asked you a question. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Oh goodness. Okay, I went down a rabbit trail or squirrel trail. I squirreled. Okay. So your 3 items are, okay, Teresa would take glue, needle, and scissors. Sandy Wilhelmina would take glue, scissors, and a needle. Oh, she's taking the same things. Let's see. Teresa now jinxed Sandy, so Sandy can't talk until somebody unjinxes her. So I'm unjinxing you, Sandy. Glue. Okay. Gigi says glue and scissors for sure. A needle, question mark. I would lose it. That's so funny. Let's see. And then Teresa wrote, I need something to make clothes. LOL. And then Gigi wrote, oh, Teresa, no, naked and afraid. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And then we are at, oh no, I would frighten the wildlife. Do they have material? And then that's what she thinks, chimed in to Sandy. Okay, so I would take this, a roll of twine, because you could always make a needle from a branch. Like, you could, and then maybe what else? And then, you have to take, if I took this, I could take really sharp scissors maybe and cut a hole in a branch to make a needle. But if you have twine, you could, use it for like a lean-to. You could tie your lean-to together. That's what I'm thinking. Tiny attacher. I could staple my clothes together. I don't know. I have to think about it. Okay. There we are. So we got that. We got that. What am I missing? Let's see. I got this clock thing too. I don't really need to use everything. But I could open this, tuck that behind there. Okay, so there is that. I need to put my happy birthday message on the top. I need to show you how to make the needle. Well, I'm thinking if I took scissors, then I could use the pointy, sharp scissor end to carve my hole for the needle, and then I could carve the point like on a rock. You roll it on the rock. I have no idea. I mean, what are we sewing together? Leaves? I mean, leaves aren't that hard to sew through. This is so true, Teresa. Yes, it is. Now, if you took your crocodile, then you could punch holes in like seashells. And then you could take the twine and you could, stitch a seashell bra out of it, like a bathing suit top. Okay, I don't like this now because it covers this, which is bothering me. So I need to move it. Well, I'm not going to take the time right now. I will move it though. I'll move it. I got to move it down here lower. I think I don't like it there. And if I move it, it's going to tear it without taking I got to take the staples out. All right, let's make a dangle. I think I need to add a little piece of tape. This is down here. This is just a little too creamy colored for me. So there is that. Oh, I forgot too. I had this Y I was going to add. I'm just going to tuck it somewhere because her name's Yvette. So this is an old Zippy sign stencil. Oh my gosh, do I use these as stencils? No, I use them I cut them up. So, oh, I could just like that. Yes. Okay, loving this. Her last name begins with a V. That's why that's there. And then I need to add something right here. So let me see what I pulled. Oh, I have this little Paris clip, but I need to paint it. Oh, shoot. And you know me with the paint after yesterday, kind of afraid now. That was awful. Because I thought I'd just pour a little bit out on my craft mat. And then it came out like a flood because I was thinking it was the pop top. Hello. And it wasn't. So let's just, okay. I'm going to put this on here now, and then you wait till it kind of almost is dry, and then you go back in and you rub the paint off. So then it just kind of stays in the indent. See, I'm still knocking stuff over. And I don't have my baby wipes in here. I don't know what to do with them. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let that clip dry, and I've got this little. Okay, so what do I have over here? I still have to cover the back. I think when I cover the back, this is gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna put that right like that, and then I'll glue this back in. And she's got Coney Island back here, her beloved Tim Holtz paper, and I think that's gonna be good to go. Okay, so she loved how I turned that into a dangle. And this I got at a barn sale over in Tennessee. I don't know what this is, to be honest. It looks like a curtain, maybe a curtain hook. I have no idea. But it was like the perfect patina. They were all rusted. I was like, sign me up. Oh my goodness. I got these little buttons I can do. I think I like those two. I just need to put them on some fabric. Okay, so I've got stamps. I could tie the red in and put that back there. Let me see. Or, oh wait, here's a lady. Could put the lady in there. Do I have another just single lady? So I don't, where is the single ladies? That's a guy. Here's a woman, but the thing is across. Okay, here's one. Alrighty, so I have this. And I have this thing. So, because she's definitely too small. Ooh, that's cool paper on envelope paper. Have you seen the envelope paper museum? Something like that. Somebody is, yeah, I like that. Okay. So they're doing some kind of I forgot where I saw it. They're doing like an envelope inside swap. And you have to you have to punch it in a square. So it has to be a certain size square. I'm gonna have to look it up. And it's like worldwide, and it's the inside of envelopes. I think it was on Instagram and or a reel, and they were flipping through all of the different envelope things, and they had them all in these like 2x2 squares, I think they were, but they're doing like a swap. So if you send them a dozen, then they'll send you a dozen of theirs. It's like an ongoing swap. I don't know how to find it anymore. It was just one of those random things I found one night, and I should have saved it, but I wasn't even thinking. But I thought, isn't that interesting? But this is really cool. This is old too. This is very Art Deco. Can you see that? Now, if I was smart, I would scan that, and then I would make it bigger and make a background paper. You can make a stamp, you can make a stencil. That would be awesome. But I'm not going to do that. So here we go. Put this down on the paper. And then we're going to put her in there. Oh, shoot. Do I have to get my glue? Do I have to get my... I don't remember what I used. I hope yours sticks, Terry. Because I don't... What did I use to put it down with? I know I didn't use glossy accents because that would have taken forever to dry. I think I can use this quick grip. Permanent adhesive. Who can read that? That is like the tiniest script ever. Okay. Let's see. It doesn't say. It just says how to use it. I always use it for paper because it doesn't buckle your paper and it dries really fast. So we will try it. Is it still? Oh yeah, it's still coming out. Okay, so if it doesn't work, she's a crafter and she can put it down with something that she thinks works. I do have some E6000. I'm going to go around the edge of this thing. There's like a bubbly blob. Now I've got this bubbly blob on my finger. Let's see, I'm going to put her in there. And I think that'll hold it. Let that dry for a minute. I'm going to stitch these on, is that metal in there? I'm going to stitch these on some fabric. Okay. Bye, Teresa. Thanks for stopping by and participating in my poll of what you would bring to your deserted island. See, I think you definitely need some kind of string because you're going to want to make a net so you can catch fish. You're going to need something definitely that maybe you need like some multi-craft knife. Like, oh, you know what you could take is the Martha Stewart thing. That all-in-one tool Martha Stewart came out with. Do I have one of those? I have one. I think it's in my traveling kit. And that actually has like a needle, a pokey tool, craft knife. It's got like 5 or 6 items in it. But because it's all in one, it would be considered one craft tool. So that could be smart. Okay. So let's just cut this down to size. Oh, we got a hanger on her. Now, I do have till, I got to get this in the mail Tuesday because the mail's not running tomorrow. So, if I fill that with some resin, would that dry by then? I'm not sure. And I just got this glue on my scissors, so I'm going to remember to use an alcohol wipe to take that off. Okay, the other thing I do too to make things ready and on hand is I pre-thread needles in different colors and different size, whatever you call it, threads and things like that, so that they are ready to go. So I will sit and do my needles and I will have it, at the ready. Okay, that looks like that's going to hold that. And so that's a little tip I have. And that you could just sit and do while like you're watching YouTube, your favorite YouTuber, or while you're, oh, guess what happened yesterday? So I'm sitting there and I just finished doing the Mission Impossible Maker Challenge. And then I get a text message from my friend, and they were like, we just watched all of the Mission Impossibles because we knew the new one was coming out. And I'm like, I got to go back and watch them all because I have not, I couldn't really remember like all this scenario. And number 8 is the last one. They're not going to make any more, just FYI. That's a spoiler alert. But Tom Cruise comes out at the beginning and does a little speech. So, but this is the last one, that 8. I mean, they already announced that it's the last one, but what am I looking for? I'm looking for fabric. So, yeah. So he is, so anyway, and they didn't even know that I was doing that thing. They didn't even know I was doing that thing last night or yesterday. So that was so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just did. Oh, it's got a Y. I need to do that. Yeah. So we went and saw that, and it was awesome. I think it was like 2.5 hours long. It was super long. So I would suggest going to the bathroom beforehand so you don't have to go during, because you're sitting on the edge of your seat the whole time. It was very stressful. I bet you my blood pressure was up, and I don't even have high blood pressure, but I bet you it was up watching that, because it was pretty epic. Okay, let's see. I'll need one little more piece of something. I'm going to put behind it. Let's see. I need to do some. This got red in it, and I need a little bit of red. Of course, it has to be way in there. Oh, here's some. Okay. So I want to go out a little bit wider. But that was pretty cool. Okay. So I need that red. I'm going to put this like, I was going to put it out here, but now if I do my dangle here, well, I'll tell you what, I can do this and this and do the buttons. And then, oh, I don't want to cover over the Y. I'll do that because that's her name. And then I will pin this little thing right there. And then that's good because this is red, red, and red. And that's my red triangle. My green, green, green. So that's my green triangle. Yep. And then I've got blue, blue, and blue, and that's my blue triangle. So I did it without even thinking. Okay, so now I have this, and it's not dry all the way. So what you want to do is you want to take your finger and you want to kind of rub it, and you want to pull some of that away, and then some of it sticks in to the thingy and makes it look kind of old. So That's, I'm going to age that, and I'll probably go back in with the crayon. One of Tim Holtz crayons. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So let's stitch these in. Oh, it's Tim Holtz fabric. I think that's his memoranda line. I don't know. I've had it for like years. I designed a book for a fabric book for his booth for Coats and Clark one year, and he sent me tons of fabric. So I have a lot of his older lines, which this is, and these are. I think you can still get memoranda. I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. Are you guys on team sew your buttons on, or are you on team just stick your buttons down, or are you on team fake sew and then glue your buttons? What do you guys do? You're kind of stubborn. Well, my friend I'm friends with the Jill who owned, it's closed now, Whimsadoodle in St. Pete, Florida. And so she doesn't have her craft store anymore. It was an amazing craft store. Oh my goodness. It was huge, and she had everything, and she would have unbelievable designers come. Tim came several times, Paula Cheney, like she had so many good designers come. Like pretty much all the Ranger team would come. And she had a sewing room area that had like quilting supplies and everything. Well, she kept her fabric open. So I like to support her. So I will buy my fabric from her. And she carries Tim Holtz line. So I recently purchased, I wanted to do some little stitches next to the Y. I recently purchased his palette line because I know it's a limited edition and it was only coming out this year, but I didn't get all the colors because there's some colors, and now I'm kind of regretting it, and I probably need to go and find it, because there were some colors that I didn't want because I don't really create with them, but now I'm like having that FOMO, or you get like fear of missing out kind of a deal. Hey, Carla, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yes, I know you use buttons in all kinds of ways. But there are people that it's scandalous if you don't sew a button down. I do have some friends like that. And also, I have a friend, oh my goodness, that she's like, you need to sew your sequins down. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and sew a sequin down. So I got to get out seed beads and my beading needle and sit. Now, have I done that before? Yes. But am I doing it? No. So, alrighty. So I got that. I'm almost done. I got to move this, and I need to ink it. I think even though it's old, I still feel like it needs a little bit of ink. And where are I need my pins. So also, Sandy, since you have the power to smote, you can put your channel in, Carla's, Gigi's. I think you put Traveling Crafter, Angela's. If you have a channel and just say I got a channel, and then Sandy will put like share your channel out there, and that way when people come by, they can go to your channel. Let me see. Did I have the bulb pins out? I thought I had the bulb pins out. Oh. So I'm going to put these on. I need a darker one. That. And that. Oh, you know what? I did this for Brad. It's okay. I can hook this on the Brad. I'll hook it on the Brad, and that'll hold it anyway better. I did do that to do a Brad there. Where are those little cream colored ones? Ah, I dropped the little tiny. Okay, I gotta get rid of this bag because it has a hole. It has a hole. I feel like that needs a rub on. Hold 1 minute, please. Okay. My rub-ons are right here. Well, did we take them down? Yeah. It is a file folder that I'm making for my friend who saw what I made yesterday in the Mission Impossible makers, and I made this. What did I do with it? I made this one in the Mission Impossible makers, and then she saw it, and her birthday's on Wednesday, and I haven't gotten her a gift yet. And she loved it, so I thought, well, I'm gonna make her one. So this one goes this way, and then it has like this all flips up, and there's paper, and then got stuff on that, and then this is like a memory ribbon, and then that has papers. So this one, I gave it away. Oh, and then it has this little book that pulls out back in here, and this comes out. It's a journaling tag. And we had to have we had to do 3 things. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we got 3 items from Angela, and there were 3 of us participating, Hazel, myself, and Carol from Crinkle Path. And we all opened at the same time. We had 75 minutes to make something, and we had to make a journaling card, a dangle, and a little notebook. So that's how I ended up with what I ended up with. So I got them all to work. And then I ended up giving it away at the end of the show, and Mickey Mouse Mom, Terry, won it. So that's going, or I would have sent it off to my friend. So here I am making another one, and she's from New York. So I pulled like a bunch of stuff from New York for her, and she's got a rescue farm, or not farm, but a rescue. She rescues like animals, dogs, cats, like domesticated animals. And anyway, so that's her birthday card there. And then I just put like, this is from Chase Manhattan I had. This is from Coney Island. It's an embossed souvenir thing from Coney Island, and her name is Yvette. So I put some Y's in there, and she lives in Florida. So I have like a Tampa thing, and a birthday thing, and some seashell, mother of pearl. So I made this French board, memo board from an office folder thingy, and her last name begins with a V. And her husband is a plumber. So there's just all kinds of stuff that, and then there's her age. She's turning 54. And then I typed a label. And then there's like stuff in this thing. So in the Chase Manhattan money pop pouch. Anyway. Oh, thank you. So anyway, I did this for her and just kind of getting finished. I want to do a rub on this. Let me see what I got. I need something small. And I don't know. Let me see. I could use like, oh my goodness, I need to put a mosquito on it. We were talking about, because she lives in the woods and I live on the lake, and we were talking about how bad the bugs were. But I don't know. This mosquito is kind of big. So, oh, but it says bugs, bugs, bugs on it. Maybe I'll just put bugs. I don't know. I don't know if that mosquito is going to fit. We'll try it. It might be too big. I might have to do this little flower over here. We shall see. I think it might be too big. I need to put it. Maybe I'll just put it on here. Maybe I'll put it down here by New York so she notices it. She'll see the New York. And I'll pick something smaller. We were just talking about how, oh my gosh, the bugs are awful. Even I have bug zappers and I leave them on 24/7 because they're so bad. And I've got one in the front and one in the back, and it's like zap, 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 zap. Are they bad there? Yeah, they're bad here. Okay, so I'm putting the mosquito on. That'll be our little joke. Okay, here's a little tiny flower. That'll work. She's a very detailed person. That's why I'm doing a lot of little details, because she will sit and stare at this thing. And I like putting like little hidden. I have some hidden things and things that only mean something to her. What am I doing? Where's the brad? Oh, here it is. So I'm going to put. Did you guys know you could use rub-ons on a brad? And then you have a printed on brad. So there, it goes from plain to printed. Okay, now I'm gonna I gotta move my paper so I don't poke all the paper under here. Okay. Remember when I poked that hole when I was making the cover and I said, I'm doing this now so that I can put my brad in instead of like yesterday when I was doing the challenge? Yeah, I forgot to put the brad in before I put the paper in. And let's see, I'm going to use one of these Tim Holtz ticket things to cover the brad. Back here. Alrighty. Now, if I was smart, I would have, and I still may do, I want to do that. I feel like I want to stencil. I think I'm going to stencil. All right, taking this out. I should have stenciled before I did it. But I think I'm just going to do something really fast. Let me get my bigger ones out. Oh, she's an accountant. I'm going to do numbers. She will love that. Okay. Need to do the number one. I just want you to know that my stencils are clean. And when my sister passed away and I was going through all her craft stuff, I took some of her stencils that I didn't have, and I just want you to know that she does not, now that she's passed, I'm going to throw her under the bus. She is not clean. So all the dirty ones in my stack are not me, people. This is not me. This was my sister. She did not clean her. And besides, I don't use those kind of colors. Those are so her colors. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I think it's funny. I'm not going to clean them off. They just remind me of her. Oh, I think I saw big numbers too. Where did I just see that? I thought I saw. See, because I haven't. Oh, wait. That's alpha, isn't number. I thought there were some big numbers. Big number 2. Are you on team clean your stencils or team leave your stencils dirty? Some people feel like, especially on the smaller ones, like she always would be like, well, yeah, but when you have these like intricate ones and you leave your paint on there, then I guess one, then it makes them, you know, sturdier. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy that. Maybe it does. I don't know. But she did a lot of jelly plating, which I do too. So, and she liked when that you got the transfer. Okay, Carla is team clean. All right, I'm gonna do this right here. I need the distress oxide. I don't want it lined up. Yes, break those things out. They make great fun backgrounds. Sorry if this is triggering for dental cleaning. That's what it reminds me of. And they come in and they use the buffer on your teeth. Alrighty. Oh, it's by a company. They no longer have it anymore. It's by Artsy. Bought it. I don't know. Maybe you can find it somewhere. I bought it at CHA one year. And I was talking to the husband, and his wife wanted this tool, so he made it for her, and it has all kinds of attachments. So you have like the you get like a bunch of brushes, a bunch of daubers, a bunch of sandpaper thingies. So yeah, and then they just pop off, and then you can like use it. You can use the brush, and you can do paint if you want, or you can do inks. So, oops. I guess you could buff your nails too if you wanted to. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah. So you can use the brush end too. I have a lot more brushes than I have. But it does all the work for you. And it gets into like all the little grooves and stuff. And I just throw them in a bucket, you know, and just wash them all when I'm done. And I've had them for, gosh, I can't even remember. It had to be at least 10, 12 years. I don't know. Yeah, it's awesome. especially the sanding tool, because I don't really care for like sanding everything, but I do sand the edges and stuff, and it just makes life a lot easier. But yeah. So there is that, and then I'm just going to go around the edge, and I'll just let the brush do my work for me. And that's that. So I'm only going to do that back one. Let's put the paper back in there. I think I need to kind of there you go. I'll do the 5 right there. Since her birthday's in May, maybe I'll do a big down here at the bottom. She's going to be 54. So I'll put a 5 and a 4. Aw, I'm glad you came. Yay. Yeah, it's a cool little tool. It runs off of 2 AA batteries. And the batteries last a really long time. Like you can go a long time using just the same battery. It's pretty cool. Alrighty, so that is that. Let's put this stuff back in here. Oh, I need some tape. No, you know what? I'm going to use some of this because I can see that's a little fragile. So, I don't like that straight edge. I'm tearing. It's got straight edge. I need to go out kayaking before it gets dark. I'm so glad you came. I love watching your channel. You're such a productive person. My goodness. And you make amazing things. Okay, so I just use glue stick. That'll work. Whoops. Put this right there. And that'll help that little tear. I mean, that paper's from like 1920s. Okay, let's get the rest of the papers back in. And then I'll hang the dangle on. I'll be done. Of course, I can't get it in the mail till Tuesday, and her birthday's on Wednesday. I was just gonna throw a card in the mail today. I wasn't gonna do anything else. I was gonna send her that little vintage card, birthday card. And then she was like, "Oh, I really loved your project yesterday." And so there's that. Oh, I didn't put the back on. I didn't put the back paper on yet. Okay, this is gotta come off because I don't like it. I didn't realize when I put it on there, it was over the tab. So I'm gonna move this thing. And now I'm gonna have to stick something over there because I just got holes in it, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it down here somewhere. I think somewhere there. Alrighty. Then I can hang this on the brad. I think it should. Come on. Yeah. Nope. Oh, because that's too fat. Oh man. I'm gonna need a piece of string now. or I need a piece of string. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna go cut myself a little piece of string. Oh my goodness, my foot fell asleep. Oh, I can't walk. My foot's asleep. Oh, so I was sitting on it, on my chair. Oh gosh. Okay. That was painful. What? Okay. Oh, you had a puppy? Oh, got spayed. Oh. Yeah, it's just me here too, Carla. Yep. So my free time I do this. So cool. Alrighty. So I'm gonna tie that. And I'm gonna just tie this on. I hear Tim Gunn. Make it work. Okay. I like that anyway, the little thread there. Okay, so there is that. Now I need to go to the back and glue this down. Do I like that? I think I'm going to go with the floral. I think she's more the floral type. But I have that vintage wallpaper too, which I'm thinking this little vintage wallpaper border. If I move that up, I don't think it needs it. I think that's good. Glue. I'm so glad he came out with memoranda, because when my house was destroyed by the tornado, I lost all of my Tim Holtz paper. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what? So because it was sitting on the floor in a, if you guys don't know, I have like I have a record holder. So you remember though back in the day that we had the record holders. They're like a cardboard box. And well, anyway, if you get the 45, not the 45s, but the 33 and a half size, they will hold your 12 by 12 paper. And so I had that, and I had sitting on the floor. And so when the rain came in, it flooded. So that was gone. And then I was like, I can never get it again. And I went online, and it was like, oh my gosh, seriously, people were just charging outrageous amounts. So I was so like, yes, it's the answer to prayer when he came back out with it. Yeah, I'm on the other side now, so it's all good. I'm on the other side. And fortunately, my all my like vintage stuff I had out in the garage on shelving in bins, like big bins. And so I just lost what was in my craft room, which was a lot. But and a lot of the electrical tools and stuff like that, like my Cricut and all that stuff, because it rusted. But we're good. We slowly built back. Okay. Oh, I didn't get that good enough right there. I'm done. I think she'll love it. And I put a lot of things that mean stuff to her and her life in it. And you guys got to watch me do it, not stressed. So it took me 2.5 hours instead of 75 minutes. That was a little crazy because I also had to come up with the idea. It wasn't just like make a thing. It was make 3 things, come up with the idea, and then they give you like the colors. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't work with any of these colors. And I had put out, I had these out that I had just picked up from a thrift haul, an estate sale. And then I had this. So I knew notebook. She told us we had to make a notebook, an interactive journal card, and we had to make it angle. So I thought, well, so I had this aqua thingy, and then I had this little book. I thought, okay, I could turn this into a journal. I want to do it anyway for for the summer. And so because look how cute this is. This is like the cutest. It's all these little sayings, like happy little sayings and thoughts. And then it has like these really sweet, and it's coral. It's not like red. It's like a coral red, and then it's like a French, like a chambray blue. It's really pretty. And every month has like little sayings. So I took the book apart and I thought, oh, well, this would be good. I could do this and that'd be a fast journal. And then, or I could use this file folder. So when I opened it up and I had a Kelly green, what was it? Oh, shoot. It was a Kelly green, frame, like a frame type thing, like a not chipboard, but it was paper, cardstock frame. I'm getting tired. And then they gave me a pink perm rod, and then I had a lavender colored. It was like such a mishmash of colors. I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do with this stuff? So I just decided I'm gonna make it work for me, and I didn't go around those colors. I just colored everything she gave me. So. And I went with the file folder because I thought, okay, I can make a tag, a journal, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, when I saw how big the stuff was, I thought, okay, I need to go big. I need to go bigger than this little book. And so I did. Oh, I got to stick that back in there. But yeah, so I think she's going to like this. I do need to clip this in. So let me look. Oh, I know. I've got some like rusty big clips or oxidized clips in here. I think. Are they in here? That's a rusted one, but that's really big. That's going to be hard to mail. Got these ones that go flat, but I don't have any. Wait, where's my rusty ones? Okay, see, you can buy these things. Junkets used to make them back in the day, early scrapbooking days, when they started making stuff from office supplies. It started crossing over into scrapbook. So if you have a file folder and you have these things, ACO also makes these things that go in them. You could just brad them in and or string those. I think they showed you used to stitch them in or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah. All right, hold on one second. Let me get it, because she is all about the rust and the crust. So I need to find a clip that's already kind of old and rusty. And I've used 2 rusted paper clips already. So I've got to pull out my rusty pile and see what I have rusted in here. Got rusted. Did you know you can rust old school staples and put them in your stapler? You can rust pins. Let me see. And you can rust those paper thingy holders. I had a tetanus shot already, so I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Okay, I have no idea what this is. This is some kind of clip. I don't know. I've used so much stuff out of this bag already. I don't know if I have any clips in here left. I think I need to do a rusting scenario. So laundry bag, pin. I need to have a rusting day because I am low. And I don't have any rusty clips. I've used them all. I've got like a strap. Yeah, I don't suggest. I tried to rust a tin can top, but apparently they put coatings on them so it didn't rust. And I tried to do some snaps, but they didn't rust. They did oxidize though, so it got an aqua color. But all right, I'm gonna have to do a resting day because I don't see any clips in here. Shoot. Yeah, I do. I have paper clips. I just keep them somewhere else. So I've got like a little can of rusty paper clips, but I've already used 2 of the rusted paper clips, so I wanted to see if I had. I do some. I don't have anything else in there. I only have paper clips. Okay, what else do I have? Shoot. I guess I'll just put something. I wanted to really keep it kind of flat so I could just put it in a mailer. Well, I guess I don't have to clip it in. Let's see. I wonder if these will work. I do have some shaped clips here. Got like hangers. These are, I think those were Tim Holtz or 7 Gypsies from back in the day. Music. She's not musical. All my clips are upstairs, and I don't feel like running up to my storeroom. Here's an ampersand. I could use that. Let's see if that's big enough to hold it. Believe me, she has rusty clips. If she wants it clipped in, she'll clip it in. She has quite the stash, too. So I think this should hold it. It's pretty heavy duty. It'll hold it. Yeah, it'll hold enough to travel. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me because I had to get this done. I got this little Paris one. I had to get this done because it has to get in the mail. So I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I do a lot better when I can craft with people because I'm a social person. So I'm so glad you were here. Bye. Bye, Gigi. I can't wait to see you on Thursday. Thank you. You also have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And I'm going to take care, not rake care, because I did enough raking in my yard to last me the rest of the year. So I just saw it. But you have a wonderful weekend too. And make sure that you follow Hazel Anaka at Hazel Anaka Designs because she is going to interview Gigi on Thursday. I think it's 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. It's 7 o'clock Central Time. And so, thanks, Carla, for hanging out with me. And so anyway, go and follow Hazel so you can watch her interview. If you are not following her channel, she's been doing on Thursdays, 3 Thursdays a month. She's been interviewing crafting people. Crafting people. It's been women so far in the junk journaling community. And she's doing one-on-one. It's called Heart to Heart with Hazel. And it's fabulous. And so I think I was her second one because Carol threw me under the bus. Carol Crinkle Path was her first. No, I was maybe her third. So anyway. Bye, Terry. Yes, I will get you yours in the mail as soon as I get your address. And actually, if you want to DM me on Instagram, you can send me your address that way. Or Angela said she was going to send me your address. And so I was just going to do it that way through her. So anyway, alrighty. Well, I'm going to head out and I'm going to go kayaking because I still probably have a good 2 hours left of sunlight. And I want to get out there because it is in the 70s here. It's just lovely. And it doesn't look like there's a big current on the lake right now. So it'll be a nice leisurely kayak. So crafting and kayaking all in one day. Yay! Anyway, so here we go. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you. I didn't know. I thought you followed me on Instagram, but I wasn't sure. So if you do that, I will get it out sooner because I don't know when I'll get it from Angela. Yeah. It was a great time. So she interviews you for like about an hour, and the night she interviewed me, I had lost my voice the day before. I got the flu or some kind of cold, and it took my voice. So I sounded like I laughed like Minnie Mouse, and I could hardly talk. I felt okay because it wasn't until the next day that the fever kicked in, and then I got a sinus infection after that. But anyway, it was, yeah. I did it anyway because I didn't want to let her down, and she already made the announcement, and so I just sucked it up, and I was glad I did it. It was good, and Hazel's a sweetheart, and it was good getting to know her that little bit because she kind of talks to you before you start live, and so you have time to kind of relax and chat and get to know each other before she just throws you out there. So if you are someone that she asks, I would hope that you would say yes because it was awesome. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me for these almost 3 hours. Oh my goodness, I've been here for 3 hours. Okay. Oh, kind of like Gilligan's Island. 3 hour tour of my craft desk. Bye, guys.